a good and well-respected friend of mine, just before I decided to start this project, Book Rants, advised me not to review books that I didn't like. A kind of version of what my mother used to say to me: if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. And to a degree, I agree. If I think a writer is hopeless, if I think a writer's vision is hopeless, then what's the point of saying anything at all? But at the same time, it seems to me that in the contemporary literary world, there is a kind of culture of, a term my dad used to use, a mutual admiration society. Nobody takes anyone to task for their bad books or their mediocre books. And I don't know if that is the healthiest possible environment if the ultimate objective is to produce gleaming, successful works of art. If I invest a little bit of money, if I invest a lot of time and emotional and intellectual energy into doing my absolute best to understand a writer's vision, and at the end of that process, the only or the most important recompense is my critical vision of the book, and I believe that that vision will perhaps, in a perfect world, make people better readers or even better writers, well then I feel an obligation to say it. I mean, it's not as though my videos have this vast reach, but nonetheless, I can understand how a writer, a literary writer, whose readership is so relatively small, if after putting years into putting his or her artistic vision down on paper, and along comes a stranger, me, who basically says that vision isn't valid. And it's not a superficial vision. It's a vision that touches on transformative themes that have formed their identity, their system of moral responsibility. Who am I to say that it doesn't work, right? And even if I am a stranger, me saying it can be hurtful. But I don't know that I can necessarily worry about that, because in my personal experience, when I've gotten smacked like that, either as a parent or as a partner or as a son or as a friend or as a teacher or as a writer, it's made me better. Despite or because of, probably because of, the self-doubt, the painful self-doubt that I felt afterwards. So, all this is to say that on Book Rants, I've decided that sometimes I'm going to review books I don't like. And I'm going to try to do it as rigorously and as seriously as possible. I'm not going to make light of anyone's vision. I'm going to take everyone's vision 100% seriously. If I didn't, or if I wasn't taking it 100% seriously, I wouldn't dedicate so much time to reading it as well as I can, and to doing a video as well as I can. Anyway, thanks for listening.